Hi! Omega Chaos again. We have an Archetype discussion, so this is going to be my first real life discussion. And this time I will be discussing Infernoid, a really interesting new archetype that comes out in Series of Eternity. They are basically based on the lore, they are basically inside the Cliffords. So all of them are knowing master, which means you cannot normal summon or set them, and you have to summon them by banishing Infernoids. The lower level ones, you only have to banish one Imperial Monster, but you can only summon them from the hand. And the high level ones, you can summon both from hand and graveyard. For Infernoids that have levels 5 to 8, you have to banish 2 Infernoids from the graveyard or your hand. And for Infernoid Behemoth, which is level 10, you have to banish 3 to summon it. So yeah, so we have a lot of cards to discuss, so let's start with the lower level ones first. So first is Infernoid Beelzebub. It's a level 2 Infernoid monster. Of course, they all cannot be normal summoned or set, like I mentioned, so you have to summon it by banishing one Imperial Monster from your hand or graveyard. And once per turn, you can bounce one face-up card on the field to the hand, so it's a pretty nice effect. So mostly all the lower level Infernoids are used as fodder for the high level Infernoids. So, but sometimes you can use them pretty effectively. So then is level 3 Infernoid, Infernoid Lucis Fugus. Of course, like I mentioned, the summoning conditions are the same as Beelzebub, and once per turn you can destroy one monster on the field, so, but you cannot attack that turn. Also, I forgot to mention that Beelzebub also can't attack if Beelzebub uses the effect. So yeah, also all the Infernoids except Behemoth that have effects that you can choose one monster, and then you can banish one card from one's graveyard in either first turn. So that effect can become pretty useful at times. So then is level 4 Infernoid Astaroth. It has 18 higher attack, so that's pretty nice. And it can destroy one spell trap on the field once per turn. So yeah, pretty nice card. Then we go over to the high level Infernoid monsters, which are really powerful. First is Infernoid Asmodai. It's a level 5 Infernoid. It has 2200 attack, and you have to banish 2 Infernoids to summon it, and its effect is if it inflicts damage to your opponent from involving a monster, you can basically discard one random card from your opponent's hand, so that's very nice. Then we have Infernoid Baal, which is level 7 Infernoid monster. You banish 2 Infernoids from a graveyard or your hand to summon it, and at the end of battle phase, if this monster battles the monster, you can banish card from opponent's field. So that's a very nice effect, and it also, that effect is on target, so it's like a Spellbook of Fate. So yeah, extremely powerful card, and I think it's I like that Imperial Monster most because it's most effective in getting rid of problematic cards. So yeah. Then level 8 Infernoid Adam Ramek. It's a level 8 one. And of course you also banish 2 to summon it, and its effect is pretty much like a Black Rooster Sorcerer's second effect, that if it destroys a monster by battle, you can attack again. So very nice card as well. And then the Postmaster of the deck, Infernoid Nehemov. It's a level 10 one. Also, I forgot to mention again that you can only summon them if you have monsters on the field that have level 8 or less. That means you can't, if you have monsters that have in total levels are like 10, then you can't summon them. So it has to be 8 or less. So you have like 2 level 4 monsters on the field, you can summon them. If you have a level 5 or level 4 monster, you can't summon them. So yeah, that is also a restriction on them. So on Nehemov's effect, you have to banish 3 to summon it, and when it's summoned, you basically destroy all other monsters on the field. So that's extremely powerful effect. It has 3000 attack, so that's very nice. But of course it's pretty hard to summon. At least, of course, because it's the only one that has to banish 3 Infernoids from a graveyard on your hand. And also its tributing effect is different from the others, that you can tribute a monster to negate your opponent's spell trap and then banish it. So that's very nice. Now let's go to spells. There are 2 spells. First is Void Flood, and usually the spell cards for Infernoids are called Void, but in the OCG they were previously called Purgatory. So yeah, the Fiesta basically gives you your token, Infernoid token in each standby phase, and you can also use those tokens as a cost for your Infernoids if you need to banish them. So that's very nice as well. And then your opponent can only attack Infernoid with the highest level. So your opponent can't even attack your tokens if you have a powerful Infernoid on your field. But I'm not sure if that field spell will be used very much in the Infernoid deck. It more supports other decks that need a tributing engine. Because of course this card is pretty slow, because you have to first activate it and then you have to wait until your next standard phase to be able to get the token. So I'm not sure if that card is that good in Infernoid decks currently, but it can be really useful because of get that extra monster for your to tribute for your Infernoid second effect. Infernoids also have a 4-1 lands type card called Infernal Void Bringers. You can target 1 Infernal monster you control, and then it's unaffected by other card effects until the end of the turn. And it also has a graveyard effect that if an Infernal monster will destroy by card effect, you can banish this card. So it also has a graveyard effect as well, which is really powerful. So of course you can also mill it, and then you can also have some use in the graveyard, so that's very nice. Then the trap cards. First is Void Launch, which is basically like a double Fool's Spiral. Continuous trap, you can of course do it in a standard phase, like the Fiat spell triggers. Of course it's also really slow, unfortunately, so I'm not sure if that card is that useful as well. And also, if you control a non-Imperial Monster, you have to destroy that card. So yeah, it has some restrictions, so you cannot really summon anything else. And the current variants for Infernoids are like the heavy mill version, that you basically want to mill as much card as possible from the deck. to get your Infernoids to the graveyard as fast as possible. Of course, Reasoning and Mastergate are really good in that deck, and also the Shadow version, of course. Then is a normal trap card, a Blazing Void. It can summon an Infernoid monster from a hand, ignoring its summoning conditions, but its effects are negated into the end of the turn. Yeah, that card is probably not necessary. You can easily summon them normally anyway, and you really don't need to minus yourself. So I think that's all the cards I discussed. So overall, I think the Infernoid archetype has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, the archetype is inconsistent a little bit because, of course, all of them are knowing monsters. So if you draw them, a lot of them in your opening hand, you are in serious trouble. Of course, you can banish them from the hand, but that's a huge minus. So yeah. And of course, the Infernoid archetype doesn't have to rely on extra deck at all. You can just beat down your opponent with your Postmasters. So that's very good, especially against Shadows. So yeah, and they probably will get some more cards in crossed over, so we'll see how good this archetype will be. So I hope I can build this archetype in real life, but I'm not sure, of course, depending how the TCG rarity bumps the cards, if they will do that at all, but I have a feeling that they will be doing that. So I think this is for this archetype discussion. I hope you enjoyed this. For now, goodbye and Khaos out.